What's wrong with you people?
Welcome to Not Another Baptist Podcast. My name is Matt Hensley, the pastor of Plymouth Park Baptist Church, and I am joined by no one, as Kyle Bierman is unavailable today, but I do come to you briefly this Friday morning with really a plea, and I'm calling it Dear Southern Baptist. As we approach SBC 24 in Indianapolis, I want to share this with you. Yes, you. But I'm also sharing it with me. In fact, we have shared this before and we will share it again because it bears repeating and repeating and repeating. Because by now you know that there will be a Southern Baptist Convention Pastors' Conference on Sunday and Monday, an annual meeting on Tuesday and Wednesday, all of the events, all of the exhibits to take place along the way. You know that there's going to be votes and motions and all of that stuff. You may even know who you're going to vote for, or certainly that you can vote for. And if you don't, we shared a few weeks ago about some of the candidates running for president. But this is not about that. This is about your witness. Every second of every day in Indianapolis, you will represent Christ. In the room, out of the room, on the plane, out to eat, at the hotel, on the escalator, wherever you are at any given time, you will be a witness. But the bigger question is whether or not you will represent Christ well. And so let's think about in the room as we gather for the annual meeting. There will be reporters from all over. There will be a live stream at live.sbc.net capable of sending the meeting across the globe. Before you step to a microphone, remember James 1:19. Before you ask that question, make that motion or whatever, take a moment to ask yourself, does what I'm about to say represent Christ? And as I said, there will be countless reporters. If you see one, for crying out loud, show Christ-like kindness and hospitality. Smile at them, welcome them, and reflect and share the love of Christ with them. But you're not always going to be in the room. You'll also be out of the room. And maybe an election doesn't go your way, or a particular motion or resolution irks you. Before you vent an earshot of those passing by, or peck out an angry tweet on the keyboard, remember Proverbs 29:11. Additionally, you will be surrounded by workers from the convention center and volunteers from churches that are there to help you, to serve you. Thank them. Ask them how they're doing. Hear their story. Encourage them. Share the gospel with them. And on the way there or on the way home, when you're on the plane, maybe you're seeing a trend here. Travel can be stressful. I personally hate flying, but from the terminal to the gift shops to your time on the plane, there will be people around you. Will they see Jesus in you? Will you take the opportunity to share Jesus with them? The Great Commission speaks to this. As you go, brothers and sisters, make disciples. And along the way, you're going to go out to eat. One of our girls stuck a stick in a giant ant bed a year ago because she wanted to see the ants move around more. Moments later, you know what we heard. Ouch, some of these sting. When we break for lunch or dinner, the convention hall will look like an ant bed that just got jammed by a stick as thousands upon thousands of people rush out to grab a bite to eat. Are you going to sting? You certainly represent Southern Baptists. But more importantly, Jesus Christ as you enter restaurants and coffee shops. Don't sting. Be nice. Be patient. Tip well. Maybe even consider a short gospel presentation when the opportunity presents itself. And of course, you'll also be at the hotel. From the front desk workers or breakfast servers to the housekeepers, will you represent Christ in your interactions with and around them? Will you look for opportunities to share your faith? If you meet a fellow Southern Baptist, I encourage you to take some time to hear their story, what God is doing at their church, at their home, and their family. Ask how you can pray for one another and the annual meeting together, and do that. Pray. And if maybe they're not believer, share Jesus with them. And also, there's going to be plenty of temptations when you are alone in your hotel room. Honestly, I would simply suggest unplugging your TV and not even connecting to the Wi-Fi. Instead, open up your Bible, work on your next sermon, pray for the next day of the annual meeting. You get the idea. And along the way, right, this just kind of conveys all the other places you're going to be at any given time. With 10,000 Southern Baptists around, do not use this time to gripe and moan, but to encourage and inspire. If you find yourself next to a Southern Baptist, ask where they're from, what God is up to in their life at church, and encourage them, pray for them. Because this is about your witness. And your witness will either be good or bad. Things may go your way, quote, in the room or not. Regardless, you represent Christ. Keep that in mind as you make your way in and around Indianapolis, so we can show and share His love with those He came to save. And so until we meet in Indy, I love you and I'm rooting for you, and I hope that your coffee is as black as night and as bold as the gospel we declare.
What's wrong with you people?